as soon as possible.
And speaking about security, which is really an important component of this period that we're in, the Inspector General of Police, Joseph Boinett, has said that the police are almost concluding investigations in the case of 6-month-old baby Samantha Pendo, who was bludgeoned to death by suspected police officers in Kisumu back in August following protests over the disputed presidential election. Now, while speaking to my colleague Yvonne Okwara-Matole in an exclusive interview, the IG said the police have been moderate in responding to street demonstrations by opposition supporters. Boinett also said he is not aware that activist Boniface Mwangi was shot in the chest with a tear gas canister at point-blank range by a police officer. Well, let's just listen to what he had to say yesterday.
On the investigations into the killings of baby Samantha Pendo, who was just 6 months old, Stephanie Mara, who was 9. There was also the instance of the 73-year-old grandmother who was shot, ironically, on her way out of hospital. What's been your level of investigations? Can you update the country on how far you are with that?
Those are some of the cases that I said have been concluded, and we are now evaluating the findings with a view to taking action, whether it is our own officers who are involved or any other person for that matter.
Are you investigating the police for these specific killings?
I said we are evaluating the findings of those investigations with a view to establishing whether we proceed with dealing with an officer if indeed an officer was at fault, or any other person for that matter.
So you cannot tell us whether it was a policeman or somebody else?
No, I cannot say now whether it was a police officer or someone else at this point in time.
All right.
Yeah.
The work of the police is also to secure the protesters, is that
yes,
not right?
Indeed, it is.
But a lot of them do not feel safe. In fact, in this country, when people are protesting, they fear the police's intervention because that is when things erupt.
It is because in some instances, many of them come armed and are not peaceable at all. And that's why they fear the police, I guess.
So you don't believe your response is unproportional?
Our responses at all times has been proportionate and first of all, lawful and proportionate. I'll give you an example. This morning, there was a very big demonstration in Kisumu. It commenced. They went up to the IBC officers. They presented their petition. There were addresses made by a number of leaders. And the demonstration, I'm told, as of now, is dispersing peacefully. There was no need absolutely at all for any police response at all, because they were acting in strict accordance with the law.
Last week, Boniface Mwangi, activist, was protesting in the streets of Nairobi. It was live on television. The pictures and the video is there to see. And we see images of a policeman shooting a tear gas canister directly at him, which hit him in the chest. Is that SOP for the police?
First of all, I didn't see that live footage, but I need to say this.
He had his hands up. He was unarmed, at least.
Boniface did not comply with the law.
In what way?
Because the Public Order Act requires that before you stage a demonstration or a procession, for that matter, you have to notify the officer in charge of the nearest police station. He did not do that.
He did, though.
He didn't.
So you're saying that the letter that he sent to the police did not arrive?
Was misdirected, because he was supposed to notify the officer in charge of the police station.
All right.
And get a response from that officer.
Regardless, shooting him with a tear gas canister directly in the chest?
Was he shot in the chest? I didn't see that footage.
Are you not aware of what your police are doing?
I am aware of what officers do.
But surely that must have been a case that stood out. He went to hospital. It was all over social media, in the mainstream news as well. So are you telling us you have not at least had a conversation with the members of the service regarding that specific incident, at least?
I know about that commotion, which was quickly brought to normalcy, because that gentleman did not follow the law. As to how he was hit and he went to hospital, I'm certainly not.